Hello friends, and welcome back to the Mothership. Today we are smoking up this delicious and simple blackened salmon recipe. Let's get started. What I have here is a salmon fillet. Everything looks good, nothing really needs to get trimmed off, so we're ready to go here. And then I also have our dry seasoning. What I'm going to do is mix this all together. And then all I'm going to do is add a light layer of olive oil. What this is going to do is it's going to help the seasoning stick to the meat side of the fish, and then it's also going to help with that crisping up period when we go to blacken the fish. So I'm just going to then coat everything down in our rub. One of the perks of making more rub than you need is you can kind of go ham and then wipe off anything extra. May as well get the side here. That looks pretty much perfect to me. Now this is going to go into the fridge. Try and dry out just the edge of the exterior to get a nice crisp on there before we get to smoking this thing. Now there's a couple of different ways to get blackened salmon on your smoker, but almost all of them require you to sear off the flesh side of your fish in some way or another. That's what gets us that blackened exterior. One way to do it is to sear it on a cast iron pan. Another way to do it would be to put face down onto a grill, really high heat, nice and sear it off. If your smoker has a sear setting, that would work too. Or you could go the route that I'm taking, which is su-vgun. Now I recognize that this is fairly ridiculous in almost every situation, but you know what? It's really fun. And a couple seconds later, we have a nice blackened exterior on our fish. At this point, it's ready to go onto our smoker and just cook up to temp. I have our smoker set at about 230, and I have our blackened chicken on the top rack, on top of some peach paper like I've been doing all my fish these days. Honestly, anywhere between 180 and 275 would probably work. The point here is I'm just trying to get smoke flavor and bring it up to eating temp. It's already got its nice blackened exterior, so it'll be nice and crispy on the exterior. All I want to do is get some of that smoke flavor on here, and then obviously get it to a safe eating temperature. So I'm looking for about 140, 145 probably, maybe a little bit less. And we're just going to let it keep running and do its thing. Now before we get into the testing part of this video, guys, if you enjoyed this, if you liked watching me use essentially a flamethrower to just do something simple like searing up a piece of salmon, send me a like, a comment, subscription would be great, and let me know how you like to sear your fish. All right, our salmon hit that magical 145 degrees in the thickest part, which meant that towards the end it's probably 150, but it should be fine. And honestly, anything under 160, under 155 really, it's gonna be perfect. You obviously don't want fish to go too far because it'll start to really dry out, but in this kind of 145 to 155 range, everything's gonna be fine. So, without further ado, time to give the old test. So to give you a look at my bite, this is what we're working with. Nice blackened piece of salmon. Let's give it a go. It's exactly what I was looking for. It's light, it's flavorful, it's got that nice blackened exterior. It's a little bit of spice on the back end, but nothing crazy. It's really good. Guys, this is a really good weekend cook. It's very light. It's a very easy meal to do, especially if you have a sear gun like I do. You can obviously use your stovetop or your grill. All that's gonna work. But you should give this a try. You should let me know how you do your salmon on weeknights if you do salmon at all. Do you end up using just your regular propane or charcoal grill, or do you try and use your smoker? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. And as always, cook something fantastic. Catch you on the next cook.